Hey guys, in this video we are going to see a working implementation of this paper called EditRoom, which is a LLM parameterized graph diffusion model for editing 3D scenes. So internally it uses a graph diffusion based model in which we can give text prompts and it can edit your scenes. We can see some examples over here. Rotating the black double bed with pillows and other objects, removing some objects and all. This is the actual paper defining all the details and modules that they have implemented for implementing this paper, and this is the GitHub repository. In our case, we have cloned and forked this GitHub repository and build a inference pipeline on top of it to visualize the results. So as we can see, we have evaluation and training, but actual inference pipeline and visualization of the scenes after editing was not given. So we have cloned this repo and created our own pipeline for inference, and that is what we are going to see. So this is our own implementation where we have also created that inference pipeline, and now we are going to see it in working mode. So we have already activated our Conda environment with all the dependencies required to run this project, and we have trained our own models for EditRoom pipeline, since the models were not available open source, so we have to train it by ourselves on our GPU. Once the training is done, we have given the checkpoints and the path of the model to make it work. So let's get started. So here we have given a source scene ID which almost has 7 objects along with like bed, side tables, cupboard and sofa, and now we can give here our editing commands to edit the scene. So mostly these objects are there. So let's get started. Maybe we can start with a delete command. Delete the bed in the scene. Internally, this prompt goes to OpenAI, where it analyzes and converts it into a command which is understandable by the model. And there are two models running behind this. One is SG to SC, which is scene graph to scene, and then one is SG model. So internally, it occupies or like uses two model to do the generation. And once a generation or the output from the model is given, then we are like doing Blender rendering. So we have like already installed Blender, and whatever output was generated through the model, we have made it rendered through Blender and to visualize the result. So this is the generated data. I'll open it in my files to see the output. So we see the bed is not there now in the scene. Initially, like there was a bed present, but after the generation, this bed got deleted. There is like very innovative thing as well present in this model. So instead of removing one objects, we can also edit multiple objects as at once, and it will internally break down the input text prompt into multiple commands. So let's try that. So let me run the inference pipeline again, and this time I'll give some other prompt. So this time I am going to give remove all objects except bed and chair. So it should ideally break down this commands into multiple commands, which is required to remove all the objects except bed and chair. So as we can see, it is like internally converting everything: remove object, ceiling lamp, removing wardrobe, removing table. So it will be like removing all the objects, and then yeah, generate Blender views for those commands. So internally it will have multiple commands, and for each step will be generating some Blender scenes to see how it is removing objects one after the other. So I think the Blender rendering has been started, and if I open this folder, we see edit 1, edit 2. So it will remove one objects in each edits. So let's start visualizing this. So let's see the output of edit 1 first. So in this case, it has removed some objects. So right now we see bed, sofa and a table and a cupboard over here. So let's see what it removes in edit 2. So I think the chair has been removed. So we can also see the sequence actually in the inference pipeline, in what sequence it is removing the objects. Mm-mm. I think it is somewhere up in the generation command. But no, yeah, I think here we can see. So first of all, it removed the nightstand, then it removed a table, then wardrobe, then the ceiling lamp. Okay, let's see that. So in the second edit that we are currently seeing, it doesn't have the table. Uh, let's see in the next command it should remove wardrobe and then a ceiling. So let's go back and see that. Yeah, in this we can see it has removed the other object. Now only the ceiling lamp is left. So I think in the edit 4 it should be removing that as well. Yeah, now the ceiling lamp has also been removed. Only two things are left. There is like a table and the bed. And I think that was the input prompt key. We should remove all the objects except bed and a table, and it has successfully completed the thing. So yes, so this is the implementation of EditRoom paper that we have implemented to see it in working mode. And right now, yeah, it's working in only bedroom case, since we have trained the model only for bedroom cases, but we can also train it for other rooms as well.